Y'all, welcome back to my podcast. I know yesterday I made like few other TikTok video shorts on YouTube and as well as my Usama Sentai King Ultra video, but this time we're on a different topic this time, and it's about this transgender woman who fatally stabbed her father and her sister to death over a laptop. Now, I'm one of those people that really despise social media influencers. It's certain people that I just cannot rock with. This is no surprising to me. So, if you read the title of this video in the article, you will know how much I really despise these people. It's obvious to me that they just want attention. So, whatever argument it was about on a laptop or whatever, she was already arrested after all of this incident occurred of what I've seen on TikTok. And if people are trying to gaslight the situation, then you're the problem. Because once you commit murdering your own father and your own sister, then you deserve to go to jail. You ain't getting no special privilege no time soon. A transgender social media influencer arrested for the brutal stab and death of her father last month committed a murder following an argument over a laptop, prosecutors have revealed in court. The Monday hearing saw Nikki Saccadino, a 22-year-old Instagram model from New York, sent back to Rikers Island, where she has been held without bail since killing 61-year-old Carlos Saccadino late last year. Like, are we really supposed to be surprised by this whole thing? Like, are we really supposed to be surprised of the fact that these young 20-something influencers out partying, doing some dumb stuff, knowing that things like this could get them into trouble? No, I'm not. Because what happened during 2020, these social media influencers were partying during the pandemic when they weren't supposed to, living that fast life, and now all of a sudden their consequences have finally caught up with them. And you see, we're looking at a 22-year-old Instagram model who is a transgender, by the way, who not only fatally stabbed her father to death, but there's a chance that she might get away with it without being held accountable for her actions. And honestly, I just, I'm not surprised by it. And it's obvious to me that modern women or trans people in general just don't care what they do. And based on the photo of her being escorted out of the building, you can tell she has no remorse. This is the type of world we're living in right now, y'all. Where people just go and kill without being held accountable. This is crazy. This is crazy. Along with the fatal attack on her father, Saccadino is also accused of critically stabbing her 19-year-old sister, Leanna, in the back head, and stomach, sometime before 6 a.m. on December 29th. Lord have mercy, bro. So, not only that she stabbed her sister in the back, head, and stomach, it's like multiple blows to the body. So, I don't know what made this man do this. But my God, bruh. I hope she rots in prison. Don't let her out because she's a transgender. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Trans, gays, all the other privileged people deserve the same amount of treatment as the men do in prison. Do not think just because you're transgender or gay or you're a celebrity that you could just get away with whatever you did. Once you committed the crime, you gotta do the time. I'm telling y'all right now, life is not a game. And what this woman did to her dad and her sister, or his sister, he deserves it. I'm sorry. A 6-count indictment unsealed during Monday's hearing now reveals that Sakadino not only stabbed her dad, but bludgeoning him to death as he slept on the couch in the family's Brooklyn home. She initially claimed 2 men broke into her home and committed the horrific crime before confessing she was the one responsible. Now you see, this is the type of game that they're doing. Every time when they know they're in the wrong, they always want to play victim as if someone broke into their home, and yet they were the one who did it the entire time. Because this is what modern women do. They like to live in this mentality of, oh, somebody broke into my home. I don't know what happened. Oh my God, somebody come help me. But we all know in reality, they the one did it. They the one who committed these crimes. And as I'm looking at this picture right here, that's clearly a man still. I'm sorry. You're not fully a female. And what really pissed me off about stuff like this the most is that every time when somebody calls you out, you hide the facts because you don't want the world to know the truth. But yet, when somebody else gets a hold of the information and expose you, you have no other choice but to be held accountable for your actions. These people haven't been doing that. They get away with so much. And that's why there's so many people out here getting killed every day. Not just DC, not just New York, but everywhere in general. And this is his father, his little sister. Boy, I feel bad for those people, though, especially the dad. He gone. But I don't know if the sister is alive. But if there's more information, I'm going to let y'all know when. I'll probably just make like a short video or whatever, though. But yeah. This defendant is charged with brutally killing her own father, then stabbing her younger sister, allegedly, following an argument over a laptop. Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez, or whatever his name is. Times in life when we have disagreements with one another, you cannot crank it up a notch in terms of kirking out, getting mad, cussing people out. You know, having a normal argument is fine. Having a normal disagreement is fine. But if you try to crank it up a notch by trying to call yourself fighting somebody because you don't like their opinions, because you don't like when they told you the truth, that makes you want to just stab a nigga to death because what? He exposed you. He told you the truth. You and him got into an argument over some item. As if life couldn't be any more shorter. This is why families are not families anymore because of this. Things like this can break up a family. My office will vigorously prosecute this horrific case and seek justice for the victims. Prosecutors kept Mom out of the extra details of the argument, but proceeded to provide gut-wrenching news details on the Surde case. Police had initially suspect the incident was connected to a home invasion due to an account provided by Sakadino at the time. No, there was no home invasion. This crazy chick or man or whatever you want to call him did the unthinkable. He did it. He did it to himself. He did it to his family. It's all there. It came out of a horse's mouth. So there's no prosecutors saying that there's no home invasion. There wasn't. She was the one that committed the crime. So if this is her lawyer saying that, then they're also the problem. Sakadino claimed that the two men broke into the house demanding money from a safe before fatally attacking her father and stabbing her sister. She also claimed the pair sexually assaulted her. However, investigators in Monday's indictment wrote that Sakadino, who was at first hospitalized but later arrested, the story has a ruse to shift blame away from her. Wow. This doesn't make any sense. She's claiming that she was sexually assaulted at her home while being robbed at gunpoint or at home invasion. First of all, there's no way that ever happened. Her and her dad got into an argument over a laptop, and then all of a sudden she decided to just stab him to death, killing him in that way, in that same scene. And now all of a sudden the sister is being stabbed multiple wounds in her body. So there was no way in the world that she was sexually assaulted before killing her father and all of that. Like, stuff like this just sounds like cap out of her mouth. She admitted to killing him and almost attempted murder her own sister. But the fact that she said that she was sexually assaulted, I don't even believe that. That's not an excuse for what you did to your own family. Stop the cap. Prosecutors wrote how Sakadino first ran outside to meet cops. Then she herself had called to the scene. Wow. So that means that since she called the cops and they called you to the scene, knowing that you busted, yeah, you took the L. I'm sorry. Sakadino has a successful career as a social media influencer with several paid partnerships. Who cares? She a murderer. At first, she was hospitalized, but officers wrote that she was soon put into custody. Following her arrest, Sakadino was interrogated, and Sue admitted that she had lied. She proceeded to offer detectives a disturbing confession in which she admitted to wanting her family dead following the argument. You see that? You see what I'm talking about? When someone is not being held accountable and when they get caught, this is exactly what's going to happen. And this is what happens when someone who was a murderer, who was accused of doing this and that, and then they try to hide the fact that they did nothing wrong, but later find out that they the one did it because they're scared to be put on the spotlight for everything she's done. Like, this is no surprise to me at all. Yeah, she's a social media influencer, but at the same time, you need to be held accountable for your own actions. Only reason why she's doing that because she got caught. That's all this is. So this is what she said. I came out of my bedroom and I saw my father sitting on the couch sleeping, and I bashed his head with a hammer, she allegedly told investigators during the December sit-down. I grabbed my favorite German steel knife and stabbed the S out of him, she said, according to the complaint. You see what I mean? She knew exactly what she was doing. Fellas, I'm telling you right now, y'all need to stay away from these trans men or any other female social media influencers that have guilty conscience in their brain. This is sick. Caller picture reportedly supported his daughter who began to transition when she was just 5 years old. Oh, so she was, okay, so she's fully transgender. Okay, this makes sense, but still. He was pronounced dead at the scene after being bloated with a hammer and stabbed with his eldest daughter's favorite German knife. They had to keep throwing in the German. Like, we don't need to know what kind of knife it is. It's just a knife. All blades are the same. You use any kind of knife, you literally stabbing and killing someone. Linnea, who just turned 20, was left with multiple stab wounds on her body, hands, and face. Prosecutors wrote in the indictment, she required surgery but survived. Good. That's all I care about is the sister surviving. And something tells me that she's going to probably press charges against her crazy sister. And she needs to. Family or not. Prosecutors wrote it was her account that helped them discern the story. Her sister initially told then had been a lie. My sister came out of her, well, I already read it. Oh, wait a second. This is what she had to say. My sister came out of her room and tried to stop me. She added of Linnea, who had recently started school on her body, hands and face. Prosecutors wrote in the indictment she required life-saving surgery but survived. Prosecutors wrote that it was her account delivered from her bed at something hospital, I guess you could say it, that helped them discern that the story her sister initially told them had been in fabrication. When cops arrived at the scene around 5:30 a.m., officials wrote that a wounded Linnea was the first to meet the arriving officers. You know, I'm just going to say this right here. If y'all want the full story, I will put the link in the description so you can check it out. These people deserve to be put in jail forever. Family or not. You don't get to walk away free just because you're transgender. I don't care how you feel about me, but do not ever think that you can try to attempt to kill me because you had a disagreement with what I said or whatever. Don't think murdering someone is the answer. But for what this woman did, my goodness, I hope that she rottens in jail. And I'm sure the prison is going to love her. They're going to love her to death. And I just know it. Because if you calling yourself trying to stab somebody, get mad at the fact that you had an argument over a laptop, then you got some serious issues. Like, for real. Like, no cap, you have got some serious issues need to be worked on. I don't even want you around me. If you ain't got the professional help you need, stay away from me. And so, as for the transgender, like I said, I hope that she is in prison because there is no excuse of what she did. Almost killing your own sister. You took out your father because you claimed that you were sexually assaulted when you was robbed at, well, during the home invasion, which there was no home invasion at all. You the one made it up because you wanted your family dead. So I really don't know what made her feel that way. What made her want to do this? She ain't my daughter. Because if I had a child like that, they ain't my child. Because I didn't raise you to be a murderer. I raised you to be a great person. I thought I told you better, but nah. You decided to just try to attempt that murder on me, on your own family member, because you didn't like what they said. You fought over a laptop. And you know what? I want to speak on this part as well. Y'all got to stop fighting over some small stuff. Life is really too short. But killing your own family member is not it. At the end of the day, you only have yourself to be held accountable. Y'all got to grow up and do better and be better as an individual, as a human being. Y'all really need to do better. We're getting older and we need to try to do some good. Don't be this individual right here, y'all. For real, for real. Like I said, original article will be down below if you want to check it out. I just want to get my 2 cents to the situation, and I think it's absolutely disgusting, and this person deserves to be rotting in prison. So I'm trying to be careful of what I say. I don't want to say the words on here, so yeah, I'm in this video. Peace out.